All right, welcome back for day 12 of the 66-day challenge on how to have a productive business in real estate. All right, today brings us up to one of my Achilles heels, hiring. All right, I am not the authority on this, but I am going to tell you my successes and failures. All right, hiring is definitely important. All right, I'm going to go through my mistakes first. I'm going to go through my successes, and I'm going to show you the proper way of hiring somebody, whether it's an admin or whether it's a top producing agent who's going to possibly take over your business in about 5 years. All right. So when I first started out, again, I was with a small franchise company. Not going to name any names. And I was sharing an office with somebody. And we decided, hey, let's get an assistant together. Right? Good plan, right? You know, he gets 20 hours, I get 20 hours. We agree on what the pay is. And we decide, okay, we're in. We're going to do it. Yeah, it was a failure. The reason why it was a failure is because me and that person weren't on the same page. We didn't have an affiliation with each other. We knew each other. We went out to, dinner, but I didn't run his buyers. He didn't run my buyers. We didn't share each other's business plans. And that was the downfall. Okay? So when you're training somebody twice, different areas, you're going to confuse the hell out of them. But another thing we ran into is that during that market that I was in, we also had a down market. Well, this guy was already part-time anyway, so he couldn't afford her anymore. So now I look like, I'm like, do I keep her on full-time? Do I only do her part-time? Do I only, have her, or do I let her go? So, and that was a really, really bad hire because then she or he does not believe in your system. If they realize that they're losing pay, losing hours, oh, did I make the right decision? How would you like it if you got hired, maybe nice, easy job? Okay, you're 2 blocks away. You go into the real estate office for about maybe 6 hours a day, good pay, and then all of a sudden, it's no longer there. That's how easy it is for some of these agents to, hey, I'm going to get an assistant, and then, it fall apart. So I let it go. I went back to doing my own paperwork and stuff like that. So then another agent in the office decided that I'm going to hire somebody, but I'm going to hire her on a transaction basis. Transaction basis. That means for every time that agent closes a deal, they get a portion of that deal. Is it a percentage? Is it a flat fee? Most of the time, it was just a flat fee. I'm going to give you $100 to $200 for transaction. Well, that person in their back of their head is like, oh, this might be good because I could probably process about 5 to 6 deals a day. This will work out. I like this deal. But when they realize that their pay is based on your production, so if they're killing it with the paperwork, but you're only giving them 1 deal a day, maybe 1 deal a week, you're like, yo, what the hell? I'm here. I'm ready. Let's go. They're not going to believe in you, and they're not going to believe in your system. So that's another way you do not want to hire somebody. So no sharing, no part-time, no transaction-based, no nothing like that. All right? So when you hire somebody, I think I went back to this, but what you want to do is you want to get a book. You want to get a notepad book. You want to get 3 of them. And you want to write down everything you did. Now, I might have said this in one of the other videos, but you want to write down everything you do in the real estate world for the next 60 to 90 days. And that's everything. Putting a property in the MLS, writing an addendum, writing a listing, a contract, setting up showing time for a property, for an appointment. You want to write all this information down. And so at the end of the day, excuse me. At the end of the day, all right. So at the end of the day, when you have your 3 books full, you're going to take a pink highlighter, yellow highlighter, whatever. You're going to highlight all the stuff that took money out of your pocket. Writing an addendum. Didn't make any money on that. Yeah, it's part of the deal, but I didn't make any money on that. Setting up a showing time appointment. Nope. Pink. I can have somebody else do that. How about marketing? Yep, pink. Somebody else can do that. So you're going to realize that about 60 to 80% of those 3 books are going to be money that is items that are taking money out of your pocket. That's preventing you from making money. The things that make you money are the listing appointments, your lead generation, your settlements, your training, your role playing, and stuff like that. These are things that you have to do. Somebody else can do the other stuff. Welcome emails, assistant. Settlement notices, assistant. I need to get the Alta, assistant, or transaction coordinator. These are all things that can be delegated. This was one of the big things that was holding me back because I was such, what are you doing? Did you do that? Did you do that? Did you CC me on that? Back off. Let them do their job. If they fail, go over it. Q&A it. If they succeed, definitely Q&A it, because you want to see what they're doing right. You want to, you want to validate that you made the right hire. All right. So we got our list now. We got our job requirements. You don't need to go on Google and say, hey, I'm looking for a real estate assistant. What should I be looking for? No, they're not running your business. You're running your business. Find out what you're doing, what your daily activities are, and that is how you're going to find a person for their job. Now, is it just admins? No, these could be agents too. So if I'm hiring a showing agent is different from a buyer specialist. I'm not going to get too far into it. But say I just wanted someone that's available when I'm not available. Like, I don't mind showing houses. I'm okay with that. All right. But I know I'm going to be busy now from 5 o'clock to 10 o'clock, and I can't do weekends. That's the time I want. Now, do I want the person who's just going to put the key in the lock and let them in and, no value there? Or do I want the person to be able to explain that property as well as I can? Now, I'm not asking them to negotiate any deals. I'm asking them, for that time, I need you to explain this whole property. These are their high points. The reason why they're looking in this area is because they want to take advantage of the school district. They want a fenced-in yard. They want an in-ground pool. They want new central air. They want a finished basement. And this showing agent will be trained on the focus on their hot points. So it's like you're there. So you can either have 2 versions. You can have the cheap version, which I don't recommend, someone who's just opening doors, or someone who's going to be an exact clone of you going through the property. Now, of course, the pay is going to be different, but that's what you're hiring for, quality. And this is also the same thing when I'm hiring a transaction coordinator, a listing specialist. You got to find out what the criteria is. All right, so let's go back to that now. All right, we got the criteria. We got the criteria and if you're a Keller Williams agent, guess what? It's all broken down for you too. It has like a blueprint: assistant, transaction coordinator, showing agent, buyer specialist, listing specialist, ISA. It's all broken down, but I don't recommend. I recommend reviewing their categories, so this way you're not missing anything, but also make sure you're putting your stuff in there too. All right. Now we got the criteria. We got our requirements. Now the hiring process. You should not be the sole person who's interviewing this person, okay? I am the worst. I've heard all kinds of stuff. I want somebody like me. Mike, if I'm going to I want another clone. I kill myself. Or me and my buddy would probably be both at the cigar shop, and not making any business, Then some people will say, hey, I want the opposite. Well, the opposite is my wife. There's no way. First of all, my wife would never come work for me. You got to hire the right person for that job position. All right, so I might be talking gibberish here, but there's a thing out there called a DISC test, okay? DISC. Okay, dominant, basically someone, and also someone who likes to talk a lot. You got your Servian who just, hey, I don't want no risk, I don't want to earn any commission, I just want that 9-to-5 job. And then you got the high analytical person. Okay, there's an assessment out there, and this is probably one of the best ones I've seen so far. It's a KPA through Keller Williams. Now there's other ones out there. I know. What's the name is really good. Disney has one. Disney and Pepsi Cola has one. They're not tests. It's an assessment. And basically what it shows you is what their strengths and weaknesses are. Now, let's say somebody comes in at that, and you got to put that job code in. Once you put that job code in, they're going to get the questions based on what you're looking for. And it's going to show you what their strengths and weaknesses are. So let's say I hire somebody for a transaction coordinator, but they come in weak. Is that automatically going to go in the trash? No, I got to validate it. I got to validate it with them. Maybe they got a question wrong, or I want to hear their answer. I just don't want to see what their answer was. I want to have them explain it to me, because there may be things that can be overworked. Like if you really want this person, but your assessment's telling you no, validate it first. If the validation is correct, no, I don't care if it's a family member. I don't care who it is. Push it off to the side. This is about your business. This is about you achieving your 5-year goal in 4 years. And if you got to coax someone over and over again, or basically wind up doing a 90-day plan on getting them out, that 5-year plan is going to turn into a 6.5-year plan. And I can vouch for that, because I've had a 5-year exit plan for the last 12 years. Okay. So I am like, that's my expertise right there. If you want to hire the wrong person, or, that's me. Just follow me. But I'm learning. I'm learning based. I'm always learning based. So hiring. Make sure when you're interviewing this person, you're not hiring them as an employee. Okay? You're not hiring them as a 1099 contractor. You want to have a reason why they're here. First of all, they have to believe in your mission statement. They have to believe in your culture. If they don't believe in the team concept, you're out. You have to. I'm not changing my culture for one person, especially if I have 7 people there that believe in a culture. No, I'll find somebody else, or they'll come to me. Once they believe in your system, believe in them. Ask them why they want this job. How is this job going to make their life beneficial? From that conversation, you're not going to speak about it, but you're going to get a thought in your head. Well, wait a minute. This person wants to achieve this, this, and this. Now, knowing that, hey, what they're going to get paid, that's not going to help them. But if I set the bar pretty high and offer a bonus structure on top of the salary that I'm giving, then that's more an incentive. Then they become a cog in your machine. So it depends that, hey, do I consider this person a small cog? So even though they're small or they're large, without that cog, your machine's not running 100%. But all my cogs, I don't want them to be small. I want them to feel big. I want them to feel that they are part of the Mike Fitzpatrick team. I want them to feel they are the Mike Fitzpatrick team. Can anybody be replaced? Sure they can. Sure they can. I can promote that admin to a transaction coordinator. I can promote that transaction coordinator to an agent. But before I promote that person, I need to replace that cog. Because even though I have these bigger cogs, if I don't have those small cogs in there, it's not going to work. Okay? So yes, everyone is replaceable, because you should want to be replaceable, because you have to grow. You have to grow in your job. You should want more, so feel that, you should be replaced. I want somebody to replace me from here. I don't want to show houses anymore. I don't want to go on listing appointments anymore. I don't want to do paperwork anymore. What do you want to do? And then grow. All right. After you hire the right person, you're going to go over the job list. You're going to go over every single piece on there, make sure they understand it. If you don't do this the right way, there's a 90-day process on them leaving the company. Okay. The first 30 days is the honeymoon phase. This is where everybody loves each other. Oh, it's great here. But then after that 30 days, oh man, it's just like the bad habits starting to come. All right. You came all dressed up. Now you're in shorts and flip flops. Like, what's going on here? The attitude's starting to change. Maybe they're doing personal phone calls. And it's like, okay, for that next 30 days, that 30 to 60 days, I got to go over what the problems are. Okay, here's a warning. So then the last part, say if there's no, improvement, then you got another 30 days on how to figure out how to get them out, whether it's write-ups, last warning, and then boom. Well, let's look at that. That's 90 days of your business wasted. Not wasted. You're still producing, but guess what? You aren't producing at a high level because that person was not engaged in your culture, your mission statement, you, the team, whatever. That's why it's so important to do your 411s. Your admins, your marketing coordinators, your ISAs, everybody should be on a 411. And if you don't remember what a 411 is, it's 4 weeks, 1 month, 1 year goals. Okay, and they should be reviewed minimum once a week with somebody. All right. we got our 411. We got our people. Everybody knows what they're supposed to do. You just put them right back in the accountability now. You're doing your weekly meetings, and that's it. Let's say I'm good now. I'm good. I got my showing agents. I got my buyer specialist. I got my listing agent, agents under him. I got my transaction coordinator. Got my admin. What's next? I know I'm not at the 5-year plan yet. So what's the next hire? So you as the team lead need to always think, who's my next hire? Does that mean I have to put an ad in LinkedIn or whatever? No. By now, people should be seeing you as a shiny object. They should be coming to you. So just like the expireds versus the open houses, can I talk to 100 people on each? Sure, I can. Depending on how long I do the open house or how many, how new the property is, how, competitive the price is. But yes, I can make 100 phone calls, or I can just have 100 people coming in at once. That's what I want. I don't want to recruit people. I don't want to call people. I want people to say, Mike, you're doing a great job. I'm coming to you. You're the place I want to work. I want to interview you. And that's where you want it to be. But where you're at, you should always be thinking, who's the next hire? Now, this is a big one for me. You get to a point, well, all right, so in my stage, I had the showing agents, I had the buyer specialist, I had the listing person, I had other agents, I had the director of operations, I had the transaction coordinator, I had we outsourced our marketing. I'm like, all right, I'm ready. But I felt something was missing. I had to fire myself. So my goal now was, oh, wait a minute, maybe I want to do something else. Who can I take from my team, replace with me, who has the qualities, and then what am I going to do? That was my last, you're always wanting to grow, always wanting to do something. I met somebody, it was funny, he was, when he was 18, he never worked a day in his life, like, W-2 job or anything like that. He always started businesses. He had a lawn care business. He had one of those ice cream trucks. He had a limousine, but he kept them all. And he would just grow and grow and grow and grow. By the time he was 25, he had like 10, 15 businesses. The lawn care went from 3 blocks to 30 blocks. He wound up getting bought out by one of his competitors. Just keep building, keep growing. That's all I can tell you. So hiring, you're always looking to hire, but you're not aggressively looking. If somebody comes to you, do you know what you're going to say to them? What's the person that you're looking for that's going to fit your team the right way? All right, we went a little longer on this one. Again, Mike Fitzpatrick, if you need to reach me, it's 267-549-2505. And if you have any mortgage, title, real estate questions, please reach out. Any questions on coaching or where to go to, give me a call, 267-549-2505. Talk to you later.